do we sit? Oh my god, you were so
How
professional.
how do people sit?
How does one sit? One does not simply sit on a chair.
I don't know what to
Well,
do.
you can do the elegant crossing the legs.
No, that's too
You
much.
can do the man spreading.
My name's Karlijn, I'm 18. I am a first year business administration student here at Radboud.
My name is Carla. I am also a full student here at Radboud, and I'm currently studying arts and culture, and I'm in my 3rd year.
I'm Celine, I'm from Germany and I study business administration in my pre-masters.
I am Okan and I am half Turkish, half Bulgarian, and I am studying pre-master in international business communications.
So where are you both from?
I'm from the Netherlands, but I spent the last 5 years living in the United States, which is why I have the accent.
I'm originally from Germany, but I grew up in Zimbabwe.
Alright, so we're gonna go into our questions. What was the biggest responsibility shock you got?
Wow.
I don't know what it's like in your course, but for me in my first year, it was the workload. It was very intense, a lot of assignments every week, and I knew university was going to require a lot of assignments, but it was intense.
Yeah, I think for me a lot of it came from university. Like a lot of it was because I was new here and just first off like the personal responsibility of taking care of myself, you know, living on your own, doing your own groceries, laundry, like all those things. But then on top of that, having all those university requirements and all the classes and all the lectures, just having to get used to this new schedule that I was running on and not being dependent on my parents as much as I was at home. So I think that was the biggest struggle for me.
I've been here in the Netherlands for 4 years now, so I've done my bachelor here, and since then and now, the thing that really takes a lot of courage to do is step up your game and be there for your friends, but also for yourself, and just give the best out of yourself. And I always like to say, nobody's going to bring you anything in a golden platter, and you have to just take the chances and be persistent enough in order to make these steps. And I think that was one of the responsibility shocks that I had to overcome and learn, that I have to stand for myself in my studies and in life in general.
I think for me it was mostly the responsibility of myself, not like killing myself. Cooking, like learning to cook,
Especially when you cook.
cooking, doing this, doing that, organizing myself with the study, because at school everything is just handed to you and you just do this, and at university it's more, especially at this university, it's more self-study, so you have to organize yourself in order to not catch up with everything last minute, and that has been going more or less well. Depends on the subject and on the study load, but I'm still alive.
It's a good sign. Okay, so what's your favorite place on campus to relax?
Well, my personal favorite place is in the library, in the Central Library. There's a beautiful lounge there where you can sit and just enjoy coffee, and after a long day of classes and studying, it's always a good way just to relax on the couches and just talk how the day was or how the weekend was. I think that's a place to be for me.
I think for me it's mostly the Refter, because anything else is a study place. So.
I would say because I'm a first year, I keep discovering new places to study. Like every time I go somewhere new, like I didn't know the Sky Lounge existed until about 2 weeks ago, so I haven't really gotten to explore this space. But where I like to go with my friends a lot is the student lounge in the EOS building, because I spend a lot of my time there as a business administration student. I also like to be at the Cafe C in the EOS building, as well as the Central Library. So.
I think for me it changes depending on where I have my classes. So if I'm in the management building, then it's also Cafe C or the yard if I'm at the gym. But I think the most common area for me is the Refter. I always bump into professors or fellow students, and you can always study there or just grab something to eat. So I think it's a very central place for yourself and to meet other people.
Okay, so do you guys have any extracurricular communities outside of your studies?
I would say I'm kind of involved right now in my study association Synergy. I'm trying to become like somewhat of an active member working with the PR committee. I also take part in the art workshops through Kunststof, so I spend some time there. And I currently have a part-time job, so a lot of my time is spent working at the moment as well. So,
What's your part-time job?
my part-time job's at Van Delft, so I sell paper notes. So for the past 3 months I've been selling paper notes full time, so I mean it's a pretty great job. So
That's really nice. In the Christmas spirit.
exactly.
For me, I'm currently working for an online magazine called Refter, and it focuses mainly on gender diversity, and I've been there for over a year now, so that takes up most of my time in terms of monthly meetings. I also take a few courses at the gym, so currently I'm taking a mindfulness course and some dance classes.
I'm part of the study association Babylon, and I'm part of the committee for the study trip, and we are organizing a study trip this year, next in 2020, to Moscow and St. Petersburg. Besides that, I work in Amsterdam, so every weekend I travel to Amsterdam from Nijmegen, and I work there at the most sustainable hotel of the Netherlands. So it's a great experience to be there as well. How about you?
I'm part of the campus choir from the university. We have a concert on Wednesday, so so that's fun. And my current main group of friends is around the theatre group I'm part of, which is international, and for which we do a play every year. And I'm also part of the board and backstage and some other things. It's great because I met a lot of like-minded people there, and that's good for yourself as well when you meet people who think like you.
Okay, so final question. When did you get a sense of belonging or that you thought things were nice?
Ladies first.
I think it was mostly after like my friend groups started to assemble, and especially in my second year, because you get to know more people, you feel more comfortable with them, and especially with my theatre group, because you all think people are very similar to how you are, and that also helps to feel like you belong. And I have the feeling I'm home now.
Yeah. I think the sense of belonging comes after you integrate yourself a little bit within the culture, so you start celebrating Sinterklaas, my favorite season when you can eat paper noten.
I would say I'm currently getting there. I wouldn't say I'm 100% there yet, just because, you know, I feel like I have a sense of belonging with my friends and that I'm in a good place in that sense, but I feel like in my study myself, I'm kind of lost still as to like who I am and like where is my place as a student, and like how do I look at myself compared to other students. And I think that's kind of difficult right now, just trying to figure out like who am I, like identity-wise, looking at my study. So I'd say I'm definitely working on it. I wouldn't say I'm 100% there yet, just because I am a first year and it is only my second period, so I'm working on it.
I can relate because I think the friend groups that I have, they really bring a sense of comfort for me, and it's really nice to just spend time with them. We share a lot of experiences when it comes to being homesick, for example, or just keeping up with school life. But at the same time, I don't think I have one specific moment that I can look back on and say this was the exact moment. I think it's a gradual experience, but even now I'm still looking for that sense of belonging or that sense of comfort, because we're going to be done with our studies soon. Some people are going for a study abroad or an internship, so even the friend group that I have now, not that it's how do I explain this? It's just nice that you have people around you who share the same experiences as you. So I'm very grateful for my friends.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's it.